Once upon a time, in a lush green corner of India, there was a beautiful, shimmering lake. Every morning, the sun would rise and paint the water with strokes of gold and pink. This lake was home to many wonderful creatures, but none were closer friends than a wise old tortoise and two graceful white cranes. For years, they had been the best of friends. The tortoise, whose name was Kakapa, was slow and thoughtful. He loved to sit by the water's edge and share stories of the deep. The cranes, with their long legs and elegant wings, would tell Kakapa tales of the clouds and the distant lands they had seen from above. They spent their days together, laughing and enjoying the peace of their lakeside home. Their friendship was a beautiful sight, a perfect harmony between the earth and the sky. But one year, the seasons changed. The monsoon rains, which always brought life to the lake, did not arrive. Day after day, the sun beat down with a harsh, relentless heat. The once vast lake began to shrink. The cool, clear water turned to mud, and soon the mud began to crack under the fiery sun. The reeds turned brown, the flowers withered, and a great sadness fell over the land. All the animals grew thirsty and worried. They didn't know what to do as their home was slowly vanishing before their very eyes. The cranes, with their powerful wings, knew they could not stay. They could fly far away to find a new home, a new lake filled with water and life. One evening, they went to their dear friend Kakapa the tortoise to say a sad goodbye. "Our friend," they said, their voices heavy with sorrow, "we must leave. There is no water left for us here. We will fly north to a land of great lakes." Hearing this, Kakapa's heart sank. He couldn't imagine life without his friends. "Please," he begged, "don't leave me behind. I will surely perish here without water and without you. You are my only family. Please take me with you." The cranes looked at each other, their hearts aching for their friend. But how could a tortoise, who couldn't fly, travel across the sky? After much thought, the clever cranes came up with a brilliant plan. One of them found a strong, sturdy wooden stick. "Here is what we will do," they explained to the tortoise. "We will each hold one end of this stick in our beaks. You, our dear friend, will bite firmly onto the middle of the stick with your strong jaws. Together, we will lift you up and carry you with us through the air to our new home." Kakapa's eyes widened with hope. It was a daring plan, but it just might work. But the cranes warned, their tone very serious. "There is one very, very important rule. No matter what happens, no matter what you see or hear, you must not open your mouth to speak. Not even a single word. If you do, you will fall. Do you promise?" Kakapa nodded eagerly. "I promise I will not make a sound." And so the journey began. The two cranes took the ends of the stick in their beaks, and Kakapa clamped his powerful jaws around the middle. With a mighty flap of their wings, the cranes lifted off the ground. Higher and higher they soared up into the vast blue sky. Kakapa the tortoise was flying. He held on tight, feeling the wind rush past his shell. Below him, his old dry home became a tiny speck. He was soaring among the clouds, a sight no tortoise had ever seen before. It felt like magic. As they flew over the lands, they passed above a small village. The people down below looked up and gasped in amazement. A flying tortoise. It was an incredible sight. Children pointed and shouted, their faces filled with wonder and disbelief. "Look!" they cried. "Two birds are carrying a tortoise. How can it be?" The villagers gathered in the streets, all pointing up at the sky, chattering excitedly about the unbelievable spectacle flying over their heads. Hearing the commotion from below, Cacapa couldn't help but feel a surge of pride. He, a simple tortoise, was the center of attention for an entire village. He was famous. They were all talking about him. A voice in his head whispered, "They are amazed by me. I should tell them how clever I am. I should tell them this was all my idea." The temptation to speak, to boast about his incredible journey, grew stronger and stronger. He started to forget the very serious promise he had made to his friends. The cranes could feel the tortoise wiggling on the stick. They looked back at him and saw the proud look on his face. They saw his mouth begin to tremble, as if he was about to say something. They grew very worried. "Remember your promise, friend," one of them whispered as quietly as he could, trying not to disturb their flight. "Stay silent. Don't open your mouth." They tried to signal with their eyes. They knew the danger he was in, but the pride had made Cacapa deaf to their warnings. Forgetting everything in his moment of foolish pride, Cacapa opened his mouth to shout down to the villagers, "It was my idea." But the moment the words began to form, the moment his jaws unclenched from the stick, it was too late. He let go. He fell down, down, down. He tumbled through the air, away from his friends, away from the sky. The cranes watched in horror, unable to do anything but cry out in despair for their friend. The villagers below gasped as the flying tortoise plummeted from the sky. It all happened in a flash, a tragic end to a magical journey. The two cranes flew on, their hearts broken. They found a new lake, full and beautiful, but it felt empty without their friend. They often looked at the sunset, reflecting on the water, and remembered Cacapa, the wise old tortoise who had been their dearest friend. They learned a sad lesson that day. Pride and careless words can be dangerous, and that true wisdom is knowing when to stay silent. A broken promise can lead to a broken heart, and sometimes there is no going back. Thank you for watching this story from Fairy Tale Fables. We hope you enjoyed the journey of the crane and the tortoise. Every story has a lesson to teach us about life, friendship, and ourselves. If you love timeless tales like this one, do you forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more fables and fairy tales from around the world. We have so many more adventures to share with you. Hit that notification bell so you never miss a new story. Until next time, keep reading, keep dreaming, and always be kind. Thanks for being here with us.